Hey y'all, welcome back today. Hope everybody's doing well. First off, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you have any questions or comments, you can hit me up below or foxjunk73@gmail.com. So today I'm going to give you a quick update on Krispy Kreme, what I got done on it the last about a week or so. And I got back on Project Frankenstang a little bit, so we're going to walk down there and show you what I'm doing on that today and give you a quick rundown. But first I'm going to show you the wheels for Project Krispy Kreme. I got them painted. I think that will be the picture I use in the thumbnail. Show you what those look like. Turned out super nice. Went ahead and painted inside the drum and the barrels first, and then taped the back off, flipped them over, and painted the front side. So they're kind of a pain in the butt to paint if you guys are looking to do your original Celine wheels or whatever. Now my meshies on my coupe, they're pretty easy. They're polished on the outside, and the barrels are spun aluminum, so just basically just tape it up and paint the front. So those are super simple. But these SM wheels are kind of a pain in the ass. So without further ado, let's check them out real quick. All right, so I got them sitting next to the old coupe. Here's what they look like. Now they are a pain to paint. If you guys are looking to do them, they're kind of a pain in the ass. So, but that's what the wheels turned out. They're gonna look super nice. I do have over here, I do have 2 of the tires in. I'm waiting on the other 2 so I can get them mounted and balanced. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and walk down to the shop. I've got the hood on Krispy Kreme done as well on the back side. I'll show you what that looks like. It turned out super nice. I slinged it a little bit weird. They paint the outside edge white and the center satin black. Mine may have a little bit more shine in it. I've had that paint for a while. It's just a single stage satin black. So, but I did kind of put it on a little heavy to fill in some of that fiberglass mesh a little bit to make it look symmetrical, make it fill in good. So that may be why it's a little bit shinier. It will flash out over time. Single stage does fade out. So that being said, let's go ahead and walk down there and see what they look like. All right, so I'll walk down to the back shop. I'll show you the hood on Krispy Kreme real quick, and then I'm gonna show you the progress on Frankenstang, working on the door. Got the door molding off, got all that cleaned up, fixing to strip at the metal, get a couple dents fixed, get it in primer today, and try to get the other side done this week as well. So let's check this out real quick. All right, hell yeah. So that's the hood, thing laid down slick. Now those hoods are really nice hoods, really laid in nice. So that's the black. It's got a little sheen to it. It's not crazy shiny. Now I still have to paint the hood hinges, and I'm going to repaint the fender edges when I paint the car, and the bolts, so those won't be gold. And I'm going to redo the hood hinges and bolts at the same time. May end up painting the hood off the car. I haven't decided yet. So that's Krispy Kreme. I'm gonna let it sit outside and bake. It is let the primer cure good, so there's no pulling sand scratches. So I'm gonna let it sit for probably 2 weeks before I paint it, a week or so, something like that. But right now we're working on Frankenstang. Oopty doopty. So I'll show you the hood hand, or the hood hands, excuse me, door hands real quick, where it bolts up to the A-pillar. It looked like kind of a small horseshoe where it bolts up to the A-pillar. I'll show you where it's supposed to fit flat on the A-pillar, and it did not. So that's the original upper hinge. If you see the gap we got going on here between the A-pillar and the door, or the door hinge, right in here, it's bowed like this. It kind of looks like that. Oh yeah, like that. So yeah, it's bowed. So what it did was, and then the door out back is pretty much demolished. Got hit towards the, kind of like this one, kind of like that door. Yeah, it got hit towards the back, so the front was super nice, so there's no damage up there. So what I did was I swapped it out with this one right here, put a new pin kit in there, got it fit nice, and I put it on the car. Now, damage right here, there's a little damage. I dollied out, super nice. I did fit the door up on the car already, so it fits really good. Got a little filler, I'm gonna just probably a skim right here, and there's one dent right here. You know, already pulled the door molding off. You guys know my method. However, I do have another different method I used on that door molding. I'll show you that real quick. I've got all that stripped down, ready to go. Now I'm not going to paint the jambs on these doors because they're original paint. I will strip all this down. I'll prime this up, so this will have fresh paint here and fresh paint here. All that'll get repainted. But as far as the inner part of the door, I'm going to leave it all original. So these, no need to paint those. So yeah. All right, on the door molding. Now I've got it off. It's over here. See if I can bend over and get this out of here. That messing it up. I'll set it back on the door and kind of show y'all how I took this one off. My little tool on my porta power or not my quarter power, but my Sawzall that I was using to take door moldings out with. I broke the blade trying to cut a window out. So I went to the Harbor Freights. Got one of these, them there little, what's the name of this? Quinn putty, this big blade, super hard, doesn't bend. So what I did was, show you real quickly, stuck it under here and just hit it with a hammer all the way down, just like my Sawzall blade, but it's a little safer for people. I'm good with that Sawzall thing. I'm gonna fix that blade. But yeah, it took me probably 10 minutes to use this to get it off with a hammer. Did the top side first and then the bottom. So if you see how nice and straight that molding is, I'll show you again real quick. Didn't bend the aluminum on the back. Now I'll just strip the tape off, clean it up, retape it, put it back on the door. So if you don't know, the back of these door moldings, they have an aluminum strip right here, and if you peel the door molding off the door, it basically turns the molding into a horseshoe. Oh, excuse me. And when it does that, getting it back straight, good luck. So what I'm going to do, go ahead and get this door stripped down, get these two dents fixed, get it primered, and try to get hung on the car. I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me sand down, but once I get to the point where I got to fix these little dents, I'll show you how to work some filler today, for those that are just curious or just new to body and paint work. So keep watching this video, keep subscribing, and let me know if y'all have any questions, and let me get this done. Y'all take care, and be back in a little bit. All right, so it turned out to be hotter than Hades out here today. So I've got the top part of the door stripped down to bare metal. I've got the two dents ground down with a little filler on top of those dents. I've got one dent repaired. I'll show you that already, and I'll show you a couple small tricks I do when I'm busting down filler, and how much. What I mean by busting down filler, you got a dent about this long, probably maybe this deep. You're going to grind the area around that dent, at least a 1/2 inch to 1 inch around the dent, outside to in, the whole area with a grinder. I use 36 on a roll lock, and you're going to put filler around that whole ground out area. Now, most of the time I'll put a little bit more filler than I need, so I don't have to rework that area twice, one time, and I'm good. So what I'll do is, I got a little bit excess filler. I'll cut the edges of that filler down in the center with 80 grit on a DA, so it doesn't take me so long to block it by hand, and then block it, prime it, and block it again. So let's check it out real quick. All right, so this is what I mean right here. So the dent, this dent was probably, I don't know, probably about yay big. Now I grind it down around that dent with 36 on a roll lock, and people are like, oh, what's a roll lock? And this is what us old farts call them. I'll show you real quick what I use. So I just use 36. This is 80 right now. I use 36 on a roll lock grinder, just around there. I've got 80 on it right now. So use one of those to cut around the dent, and then put some filler over top of it. Make sure it's clean before you put filler on it. So on this dent right here, I had to dolly this out right through here the whole way. So I ground it down about 1 inch over here, and I'll keep in mind, most all this is going to get cut out. And what I'll do is, this is built up above the dent, so I'm going to cut it down with 80 grit. It's a piece of sandpaper on 80 grit on a DA, just to dress it up so I can block it down smoother by hand. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to knock it down with a DA real quick, and then show what I'm talking about there, but as far as knocking it down with a DA. And then I'll go ahead and get my old blocking stick here. It's just 2 paint sticks taped together and a piece of 80 grit or a rubber block, whichever you want to use. I use paint stick. Now on something flat like this, you see I've already got this one worked. Just a couple little dings right here and some right here. So I worked those already. You can see I cut those way down. I had this filled all the way out in here, and then worked it down where this little dent's at, so I don't have to add any more filler. So let me go ahead and bust this down with the DA real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so that's busted down real quick. I'll show you what I mean by busted down. All right, so I basically took all that rough looking filler off of there, feathered the edges all the way around. You can level the center out a little bit, because that's the dent you're working, just to take some of that material off. And I did the same thing over there. Now you see how much filler is still there. And once I get that cut down, it'll be way, way less than what you're seeing right there. So let me take 15 or 20 minutes to cut these down, and I'll show you the finished product. All right, got these dents cut down. I'll show you how they look. I'm going to finish scuffing some of this red around the edge of the doors, top of the door, tape it up, and get it in primer. All right, so now you see here what I'm talking about. I cut all this down. It's very, very minor, just thin filler. You can see the main dent was from here to about right there. It had a nice little crease in it. You even see the grinder marks that I put in it. So yeah, that's what it looks like once you got it cut down and ready for primer. This one's the same way. I had a dolly I had to recess the door right through here where it was damaged from the accident. And looks like there's a little bit low spots right through here. That's why you want to take it kind of as back right through here if you got something on the edge of a door. Just so if you got some low spots, you can work it from about here forward. And these are filled in as well. So yeah, got that knocked down. Gonna sand this up through here, tape the door up, and get some etch primer on it. I'm also gonna strip all this to bare metal with the wire wheel. So get that done and get some primer on. All right, door's taped up, ready to get some etch primer on there. I'll show you real quick and then get some primer on it. All right, so use plastic on it this time. Normally you probably see me use paper. This time I got it all plastic up. I did put some cardboard down in here. Keep this door's got glass in it. Normally my doors don't have any glass in them, so I need to keep the primer off the glass down in there. So that's the main reason I use plastic. Now make sure you strip them like this down the edges. Make sure you get plenty of etch primer on the edges when you etch prime. And then 2K as well to get a little bit build up back on there. So when you paint the car, you got something to scuff it down and paint on. You're not going to go through the bare metal. Now, normally, I always take the whole door down to bare metal, but this door on the bottom was in really good shape. The original, you see right here, the chip guard and all that stuff is in good shape. So I left it there, I just smoothed it up. I'll put some etch primer around the edges that I took all the way down the metal and up in here a little bit, but I won't put it on the red at all. I'll just 2K that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, get some etch primer mixed up. Now, those of you kind of new to the channel, probably what kind of etch primer I'm using. I'm using Finish 1, which is kind of Martin Senior. It's a green etch primer, it mixes 1-to-1, and then I'll let that set up for about 20 or 30 minutes, and then I'll scuff it down. You don't have to scuff it, but normally I do, and then go back over it with a good high build 2K primer. Normally 2 to 3 coats, block it down once, and it should be slicked up straight as you want it. And now black cars, I normally block 2 to 3 times. Red and teal cars, normally 2 times is good. Unless I know I have a bad spot that won't block out. So yeah, we'll get this mixed up, get some primer on. All right, so I got an etch prime, I got 2K mixed up. For those of you wondering, I'm using Omni 2K high build primer MP282. Shit feels like crazy. It's basically filler in a can. I've tried a lot of 2Ks and it's by far the best, especially if you let it set for a couple weeks before you paint. Once you're in final prime, works amazing. So check out the etch primer real quick. Door's super straight. We'll put 3 coats of 2K on it, block it once, and see what it looks like. All right, so that's the etch prime. It's been set for about 20 minutes or so now. You can prime right over top of this. I've said it 100 times in my videos. However, I just can't wrap my head around that. And now if it says 24 hours, you definitely got to scuff it before you prime over top of it. So what I do is just lightly scuff it once it sets for 20 or 30 minutes, and then put some 2K on top of that. So we'll go ahead, put some 2K on this, and call it a day. So we can just spray it, and I'll show you what it looks like. It's basically just gonna be a different color. So give me a minute. All right, so as you stuck around to the end of this aimless video, it is in 2K. I put 3 pretty moderate coats on it, mainly because where you work the filler, you always have some small pinholes. This 2K is very, very good. It fills in pinholes, so you don't have to go back with spot putty or whatever, which is something, or glaze putty or whatever the guys use. I like to just fill in with 2K, let it cure, and then block it down. And if I got any, maybe I'll put a little bit of glaze putty in there if I have any, but not 100% of the time. I've never had any pinholes left. So I'll show you how straight the door is, and I didn't block it yet. It's nice and flat, and it's really straight compared to what it was. Those 2 dents were pretty decent, so let's check it out real quick. All right, look down that door. Ooh-wee. Keep in mind, I'm gonna block it with some 180, then go back over some 220 in a scuff pad and reprime it. So you can see how straight it is down through there. Looks really, really good. So that's about it. So you've been watching this whole video. I know a lot of guys want me to, or gals, show me your work process, how you do it. Honestly, I've done a bunch of these cars. I've showed my work before, and it takes me way too much time to set up a camera and video this. Now, if y'all want to stop by the house and video one day, hey, I'm game for that too. But anyway, I do what I can when I can. So tomorrow, I'm going to let this door cure up for a day. I'm going to do the driver's door tomorrow, get it stripped, primed, and then on Wednesday or Thursday, I'll get both doors blocked and reprimed, so the doors will be done. I can get the A-pillars painted, get the door jambs painted, and get the doors put back on the car permanently, and then get back to the hatch, fenders, and hood, and Frankenstang be ready for paint too, just like Krispy Kreme out there. So basically, I'm trying to get them all done at the same time, or these 2 done, so I can paint one and then paint the other, and just call it done. We're getting into October. So the weather's going to cool down. That's what I like. I want to get all these bugs out of there, because painting in your garage, you know, the last thing you want is bugs, especially on a white car. Red, I can hide it a little bit. White, you get bugs in that, it's there. That's just all there is to it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Any questions or comments, you can hit me up at foxjunk73@gmail.com or below. It's been a minute since I made a video. I'm getting back on Frankenstang. I was working on Krispy Kreme off camera, just trying to get some work done. In the heat and I'm sweating, it's hard to get motivated to make video. But a lot of people want to see Frankenstang. I'll show it real quick. That's old Frankie right there. Gonna watch the videos. I got them all cleaned up, took the plastic off, got the inside white back down. It's kind of dusty. So I'm gonna get back on that one and get it back together. So yeah. Thanks for watching the video. Oh, I want to touch on one thing. A lot of people hit me up as far as trying to do cars for people. That's not something I normally take on. I've answered some emails and done some estimates for people. And just keep in mind, you know, a lot of people say, oh no, but these shops don't want to work on Fox bodies. It costs too much. They want to do insurance work, which that's 100% true. Mainly because just this door. Now, yesterday I came out, I hung the door, found the hinge was bent, swapped out the door, new pin bushings, messed around with getting it lined up the best I could. It looked really well. So what I ended up doing was putting striker in the door, and hanging the door, making sure it was in where it needed to be. And then today I came out and got the door stripped down the metal, showed you that process. So where I'm going with this is, just in this door alone, I probably have at least 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours right now just in this door. And the labor rate on restoration stuff is $100 and some an hour. That's something people just don't want to pay. It's expensive. So when I give people an estimate on cars that I've done, like when I sold Field Snake, you know, you add up the car and the labor, got a hell of a deal. You know, a lot of people, oh, it's a rebuilt salvage title car. But when I do these cars, they're from the ground up. And for you to bring me your car, even if it's a clean title car, I'm going to end up probably charging you almost $30,000 to do it from the ground up, maybe more, with the way materials have gone up. Everything's doubled. You know, my buddy Johnny, he needed a balancer for a motor. Those harmonic balancers for a 5.0 used to be, I think, $68 or $78. They're $130 for a balancer now. Everything's doubled. So to do these cars, it's getting unreal. So my suggestion, if you got one that needs restored or you want to restore it, it's just a driver Fox, save your money, unless the car's got sentimental value. Just going to tell you, save your money, sell the one you have, and buy a super nice Fox that's already done, or an original car that's never been redone. That's just my suggestion, because this stuff, like I said, unless it's a sentimental car, and I get that 100%. But if you've got one that doesn't mean much to you and you just want to fix one up, or try it yourself, watch my videos. I show you how to do everything, what materials I use, and that's about all I can do as far as trying to help you guys and gals out to do these cars yourself. But having somebody pay to get one done, it's just way too expensive. So again, thanks for watching this video. Sorry to rant just a little bit at the end. I just forget. Biden moment. Oh my God, politics. You know what? Say Biden moment. We all forget shit. Feel sorry for the man, to be honest. Ain't nothing to do with politics. It's just forgetting shit. You get old, you just don't remember nothing. So it just is what it is. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And just remember, it's not just junk. It's Fox junk. Y'all have a good day.